Chiefs Kingdom, it's my favorite time of the week. It's going to talk Chiefs news, Chiefs rumors with you. We got some awesome Chiefs questions to answer going around the latest around the Kansas City Chiefs Kingdom and everything going on as we head closer into free agency season and the NFL draft. Let's get it going here on our first question being Brian Hall. Do you think Xavier Worthy will still be available to be picked at pick 32? Brian, I think he could be, and here's the reason why. He was never supposed to be a first-round draft pick until he got that 4.2 140-yard dash time. Does that push him up enough to be a top-tier wide receiver? Possibly. When you add in that he had a good year this past season in Texas, I think you could potentially see him being a first-round draft pick. But once again, as much as I think he is going to be good in the NFL, the reason behind him and the reason behind his draft stock going up is this right here, his 4.2 140-yard dash time. He's had drops in his past at Texas. He really decreased that in his past season, his his last year rather at Texas. And I think that he will be available at 32. I think to kind of make a roundabout answer to that, Brian. I think that I don't know if the Chiefs would take him because, in my opinion, if A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy are both there at 32, I'm taking A.D., but I'm not Brett Veach. I'm not the guy who values speed a lot over maybe anything else. So we'll have to see, but I definitely think Xavier Worthy will be available at pick number 32. Chiefs Kingdom says, do you see the Chiefs drafting a running back, signing a running back, or re-signing CEH or McKinnon? I think there's a lot of options here. I think they will re-sign at least one of those two guys. Whether it's CEH or McKinnon, I don't know. They could re-sign both and make the other two things basically minute and not really matter. But I do see them re-signing CEH or McKinnon, one of the two. Past that, I don't think they're going to sign anybody crazy. I could see a Zach Moss signing. I could see a J.K. Dobbins signing for the right price. But I think that drafting a running back is probably more responsible here. There's also a third option of you don't re-sign either CEH or McKinnon. You let them both walk, and then you sign a Zach Moss and you draft a Bucky Irving, a Dylan Johnson later on the draft. So there's a potential for all, but one of these things will happen. And so I don't know. We'll have to see which one is most likely. But I like this question. What do y'all think is going to happen? What's the best option for the Chiefs going forward with their draft signings and re-signings with their running back situation? Obviously, right now, Isaiah Pacheco's the only guy on contract. McKinnon and CEH are both free agents. So what are you doing? Are you drafting a running back to help fill that position? Are you signing a running back to help fill that position? Or are you re-signing CEH and McKinnon or McKinnon, whatever you want to call them, whichever you get both, get one. D for draft, S for sign, R for re-sign. Curious to see what y'all think. Demon Angel says, if we can't get Drew, well then which other QB would you get? I think there's a very slim option of getting any of the top-tier free agent quarterbacks because you talk about Kirk Cousins is going to probably Atlanta. Baker Mayfield will sign back with the Bucs. From there, Ryan Tannehill could be an option. I would highly doubt the Chiefs would want to spend that much money, and he doesn't fit the vibe or the bill of what the Chiefs are expecting. What would be funny, and he is a free agent, is if the Chiefs signed Jameis Winston. He would fit in a lot of different ways with the Chiefs and their culture. I think he would be a fun guy to add, and he has starter-level experience, so I wouldn't mind seeing Jameis Winston come over to Kansas City and play in the KC Red, but that's probably the most likely option besides Drew Lock. I like Drew, though, just because he's a free agent. He's not expected to be a starter. He's not going to have that expectation, and he's from Mizzou. He played there in college. He grew up in Columbia, Missouri. It's a way to bring him home. I think he fits the bill perfectly. I would love to see Drew Lock in Kansas City. But, hey, if it's not, Jameis Winston would be out of that as well. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel here on the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports because we have daily videos surrounding the latest on the Chiefs news, rumors, latest fun topics to talk about. Anything that we have that you see online, we have a video about it. We have graphics. We have fun stuff. We get to talk about it, and we are an interactive community on the Chiefs Report. We want to talk to you. I'm watching the comments. I'm looking at them because, hey, you never know. When I'm looking at the comments, sometimes I'm getting video ideas. So if you put something cool on here, maybe I make a video off it. You never know. Hit that subscribe button. I'd certainly appreciate it. You can also get some gear from us. We got a little bit of a 40% off Chiefs Polo by going to chatsports.com/KC Polo. 40% off here. Deal does not last too long, so make sure you get it. But hey, you're going to your next work event. You got work the next day, and the Chiefs just won. Bang! You can get this. So celebrate your back-to-back Super Bowl champions. 40% off right now. Usually like $80. It's like $45, $50 now. Pretty good deal. And honestly, this is a nice polo. Go to chatsports.com/KC Polo. We're going to have that linked in the comments and the description of this video. So make sure you go get it and check it out because it's a really nice deal. Big Red says, if the Chiefs choose not to get a wide receiver in round 1, who would you want Kansas City to draft? I've thought about this, and I think I'm down to a couple options. In this situation, I would have to think L'Jarius Sneed has been traded still. And in that case, I'm going cornerback. And so that'd be Ennis Rakestraw Jr. He could fit in a lot of different facets. I think he's great, and he's a Mizzou guy and a borderline first-round pick. So that's where the cornerback could come in. You could also potentially go into interior defensive lineman. The potential is a couple of guys you can go get. I don't really know exactly what the Chiefs' options would be besides cornerback, though, because there's a lot of good cornerbacks in this draft as well, and I think if one of them falls, like, say, Kool-Aid McKinstry happens to fall to 32, which I doubt, I think you could get him. Terrion Arnold probably won't fall. Nate Wiggins could potentially go down there. There's a couple of cornerbacks I could see them getting, but overall, I would have to say Ennis Rakestraw Jr. has got to be one of the top picks for me if it was not a wide receiver. Missouri guy, quarterback, played well, and the Chiefs did meet with him at the NFL Combine. Ali Ulich saying #Chiefs. What about signing Jamal Adams? Seahawks cut him today. I like that you brought this up. I think Jamal Adams would be an important asset to a lot of teams, but it doesn't fit the Chiefs' vibe to sign a player like that. And I know I say this a lot on the show, and you're probably saying, Jace, what do you mean the Chiefs' vibe? I mean, in short, the way Brett Veach likes to run things and the way he goes about everything in Kansas City. Now, could Jamal Adams break that and maybe change the tone? 100%. Do I see it happening? That's where I don't know. Now, Jamal has played great in his time in Seattle. He obviously had some attitude problems in a couple different places, but we know that the Kansas City Chiefs have their share of attitude problem guys on their team in the past and even right now. So Jamal would be good. I would have to kind of see in what a contract would look like that. But, I mean, hey, it's a good idea to talk about, and I think it's something that Brett Veach definitely has to explore. Will it happen? I don't know, but definitely could be a thing to kind of look at. Tony Fuentes says, if Chris Jones doesn't come back to the Chiefs, I don't see the Chiefs repeating at all, in which I hope isn't the case. We actually talked about this a couple shows ago and kind of broke it down of if Chris Jones does not return, is it even possible for the Chiefs to three-peat? I think it is. I just think it becomes a lot harder because we know that this team has always been an offensive-minded team. This past year wasn't true. If their offense is back to being good and their defense is at least somewhat to the caliber they had last year, I would say even upper echelon of the NFL, upper half, I just still think you're fine if your offense is better. Now, does it become a lot harder because that is the key piece in your defense? Yes. Does his presence being taken off the field really affect how that defensive line plays? Yes. But I don't think it's impossible if he leaves. Demon Angels coming in with our last question of today's mailbag. Would you like to see Worthy and Mitchell on the Chiefs? I would love to see that. I think Javeon Worthy and Adonai Mitchell would be great. Having a Texas pathway would be kind of funny because you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, Texas Tech. You have Rashee Rice as your wide receiver 1. That's SMU. That's in Dallas. You have the two Longhorn receivers, Adonai and AD Mitchell, or Adonai and AD. Adonai and Xavier Worthy. Yeah, that'd probably be nice. Now, do I see that happening? Not a shot in the world. I do potentially see a possibility of the Chiefs maybe getting Adonai Mitchell or Xavier Worthy and then getting, say, Jatavion Sanders, the Texas tight end. I think that may be a little bit of a stretch because I think they like Theo Johnson, the Penn State guy. But there's a lot of ways that both Brett Veach and Andy Reid can kind of go about this draft and kind of figuring out how to mold this team bigger, better, faster, stronger, and able to three-peat pretty much in every single way possible. We appreciate all your questions, and if you want to get on a show just like this, we're live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern, where we're answering your questions and talking with you about what's going on here on the Chiefs Report and the Chiefs News. So hit that subscribe button. And for now, Chiefs Kingdom, we certainly appreciate you hanging out with us. Peace out.